The Cubs had a three-game series against the Washington Nationals. We're going to look over all three of those games. We're going to look at what went right and what went wrong. That will be happening on this episode of Cubs 360. What's up, Cubs fans? This is Jack from Cubs 360. Thank you very much for tuning in to episode 59 of the Cubs 360 podcast. If you're interested in this content, feel free to like, subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. So, opening day was a week ago, so this is when the series happened, obviously, 1 week ago. For those celebrating, happy Easter and also happy Passover. So, we're going to get right into it. The top of the first, Matt Boyd was the opening day starter. This game took place on Thursday, March 26th. So, again, let's get right into it. Boyd is pitching, and Wood struck out swinging. Chaparro will fly out to center, and House will strike out swinging. In the bottom of the first, with Cavalli pitching for the Nationals, Bush will hit a double to left. Bregman will ground out to third. Happ struck out looking. Bush will go to third on a wild pitch, and PCA will strike out looking. In the top of the second, Lele will line out to right, and then Weimer hits a home run to left field to make it 1-0 Washington. Abrams will strike out swinging, and Nunez will strike out looking. In the bottom of the second, Horner struck out swinging. Kelly will fly out to right, and Ballesteros will strike out swinging. In the top of the third, Ruiz will strike out swinging, as well as Young and Wood. In the bottom of the third, Swanson will get walked. He got advances to second on a pickoff error by Cavalli. Shaw will fly out to right, but Swanson will go to third. Bush will hit an RBI base hit to left to tie the game at 1. Bregman will get walked, which will send Bush to second. Happ will strike out swinging. PC will hit a base hit to right to score Bush, but Bregman will be thrown out at third. So the inning ends, and the Cubs take the lead 2-1. In the top of the fourth, Chaparro will hit a double to right. House will hit a base hit to center, which will send Chaparro to third. Lele hits a base hit to right to tie the game back up at 2 as Chaparro will score. House will go to third. Weimer will get walked. Abrams will hit a base hit to right to score House and Lele. Abrams was thrown out at second, and Weimer will go to third. It is 4-2 Nationals. Then Nunez will ground out to short, but it will score Weimer to make it 5-2. Ruiz will hit a base hit to right. So Matt Boyd, his pitching game goes off the rails in the fourth inning, and he goes out, and Ben Brown will go in. But then Young hits a home run to right to make it 7-2 Nationals. And then Wood will ground out to third. In the bottom of the fourth, Horner is safe at first on a throwing error by House. Kelly will get walked. Ballesteros will ground out to Cavalli, and both Kelly and Horner will advance a base. Swanson will ground out to second, but it will score Nico Horner, and Kelly will go to third. It is 7-3. Then Poulin will go in for the Nationals, and Shaw will ground out to short. In the top of the fifth, Chaparro will hit a base hit to center. House will strike out looking, as well as Lele. Then Weimer will reach on an infield single to second. Weimer was thrown out at second, and Chaparro went to third. As we head to the bottom of the fifth now, Bush will get walked. Bregman will pop out to second. Happ will hit a base hit to center, which will send Bush to second. PCA will foul out to third. And then Lord will go in for the Nationals, and Horner will ground it into a fielder's choice to short. Happ will be out at second as we head to the sixth inning. Abrams will ground out to second. Nunez will get walked. He stole second. Ruiz will ground out to second, and Nunez will go to third. And then he scores on a wild pitch by Ben Brown to make it 8-3. And then Young will fly out to right. In the bottom of the sixth, Kelly will hit a base hit to right. Ballesteros will fly out to right. Swanson will ground out to Lord, and Kelly will go to second, but then Shaw will ground out to short. In the top of the seventh, with Ben Brown still pitching for the Cubs, as Wood will strike out swinging, Garcia will pinch it for Chaparro, and he pops out to short, and House will ground out to short. In the bottom of the seventh, with Garcia at first, Bush will hit a double to right. Bregman will hit a base hit to right, which will send Bush to third. Happ will strike out swinging. PCA will reach on a bunt single to third to score Bush. Bregman will go to second. It is 8-4, but then Nico Horner will ground it into a double play to end the frame. As we head to the top of the eighth, with Milner pitching for the Cubs now, Lele will line out to right. Weimer will reach on an infield single to short. Abrams will fly out to center. Nunez got hit by the pitch, but then Ruiz will ground out to third. Beater goes in for the Nationals in the bottom of the eighth as Kelly will ground out to short. Ballesteros will get walked. He goes to second on a wild pitch. Swanson gets walked, and then Conforto will pinch it for Shaw. He struck out swinging. Bush will ground out to second. Webb will go in for the Cubs in the top of the ninth with Conforto in right field now. Young is safe at first on a fielding error by Bregman. Wood will strike out swinging. Garcia will ground out to a fielder's choice to Webb, and Young will be out at second. But then House will hit a home run to right to make it 10-4 Nationals. But then Lele struck out swinging to end the frame for the Nationals as we head to the bottom of the ninth now with the Cubs with Perez pitching. Bregman will strike out swinging, Happ will fly out to left, and PCA struck out swinging. That is the end of the game. The Nationals take opening day over the Chicago Cubs by a final score of 10-4. Lord got the win with 2 1/3 innings pitched. He gave up 1 earned run and 4 hits with only 1 strikeout. Matt Boyd with the loss. 3 2/3 innings pitched. He gave up 6 earned runs and 6 hits, but he also had 7 strikeouts. And that was a concern with Matt Boyd coming into the season. Was he going to be able to replicate his 2025 season? My early prediction was no, and based off this game, I was right. But there are other issues. The offense just, again, leaving guys on base, pitching, obviously Boyd, but then Ben Brown too, and just the continuity with him. I don't know what more the Cubs need to see in him, but it obviously has not worked out. So we'll see what happens with Ben Brown in the near future. But I feel like they're trying to make something work out of it, and it's just not happening. So unfortunately, the Cubs do not take this game. They lose 10-4, but they have a chance to bounce back in game number 2. So in game number 2, Cade Horton is pitching for the Cubs. Wood will strike out looking. Milas will line out to short, and Garcia Jr. will line out to left. The legendary Miles Michaelis will be going in for the Nationals in the bottom of the first. He signed with the Nationals this past offseason, and the Cubs are notorious for owning him. Let's see if he does it here. Bush will ground out to first. Bregman will ground out to third, and Happ will fly out to right. In the top of the second, Lele will ground out to first, House will strike out swinging, and Vivas will ground out to third. In the bottom of the second, PCA will strike out swinging, Horner will get walked, he stole second, Swanson will get walked, Ballesteros will reach on an infield single to short, and then Swanson will go to second, and Horner will go to third to load the bases. And then Shaw will hit a sac fly to center to score Nico Horner. It is 1-0 Cubs. Amaya will reach on an infield single to first to score Swanson. Ballesteros will go to third. So it is 2-0 Cubs, and it's nice to see Miguel Amaya back in the lineup after suffering that injury back in August of last season. So there you go. Amaya getting in that bad, and he gets an RBI, doing what he does best. Ballesteros will score on an error, and Amaya will also score on the same error. And Bush was saved at first on an error by Nunez. It was a fielding error. And because of that error, Bush will go to second. So a lot of moving base running there for the Cubs. But, fielding error by Nunez leads to 2 runs and an extra base. So not a great start there for the Nationals. And then Bregman will fly out to right to end the frame. It is 4-0 Cubs as we head to the third. Nunez will ground out to second. Tina will ground out to third, and Young will strike out swinging. In the bottom of the third, Happ will fly out to center. PC will hit a base to right. PC will steal second. Nico Horner will pop out to second, and Swanson will fly out to left. In the top of the fourth, Wood will hit a home run to left center field. It is 4-1. Milas will ground out to second. Garcia Jr. will hit a base to center, and then Lele will ground it into a double play. In the bottom of the fourth, Ballesteros struck out looking. Shaw struck out swinging. Miguel Amaya, in his second at-bat, hits a home run to left center field to make it 5-1 Chicago. Bush will hit a base to center, and then Bregman will ground it into a fielder's choice to short, and Bush will be out at second. In the top of the fifth, House will get walked. Vivas will ground out to second, and House will go to second. Nunez will hit a base to center to score House to make it 5-2, but then Tina will ground it into a double play. In the bottom of the fifth, Happ will ground out to Michaelis. PCA will get walked, and again, he stole second base. Horner will hit a double to left to score PCA. It is 6-2. Swanson will fly out to left, and Ballesteros will strike out swinging. In the top of the sixth, Young will ground out to short as well as Wood, and then Milas will strike out swinging. And then Granillo will go in for the Nationals in the bottom of the sixth as Shaw will hit a base hit to center. Amaya will fly out to center. Bush will get walked. Shaw will go to second. Bregman will line out to left, and then Waldichuk will go in for the Nationals, and Happ hits a home run to left center field. It is 9-2 as that opens the game up for the Chicago Cubs. They have a 7-run lead. PCA will reach on a bunt single to third. Horn will get walked, and PCA will go to second. Swanson will reach on an infield single to third. Horn will go to second, and PCA will go to third to load the bases. And then Kelly will pinch it for Ballesteros, and Kelly gets walked, which will score PCA. Swanson and Horner advance. It is 10-2, and then Shaw will line out to short. In the top of the seventh, with Cade Horton still going for the Cubs, Kelly is now the DH for the Cubs, and Garcia Jr. will fly out to left, and Lele will hit a base hit to left, and that is the end of the game for him as Maton will go in for the Cubs, as House will strike out looking, and Vivas will ground out to second. In the bottom of the seventh, Amaya struck out swinging, Bush will ground out to short, and Bregman struck out looking. Thielbar goes in for the Cubs in the top of the eighth. Nunez will strike out swinging. Chaparro will pinch it for Tina, and he gets walked. Young will fly out to center, and Wood will foul out to third. Henry goes in for the Nationals in the bottom of the eighth. Chaparro is the DH. Happ will strike out swinging. PC will fly out to center, and Horner will fly out to left. In the top of the ninth, with Webb going for the Cubs now, as Milas will get walked. Garcia Jr. will fly out to center. Lele will get walked, and Milas will go to second. House will ground it into a double play. That is the end of the game, so a dominant effort and a great bounce-back game from the Cubs as they win 10-2 over the Washington Nationals in this game. The win will go to Cade Horton, who went 6 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 2 earned runs and 4 hits, had 4 strikeouts. None other than Miles Mikolas had the loss, 0-1 in the season, who went 5 innings, gave up 4 earned runs and 6 hits, and had 4 strikeouts. So not a great start for Mikolas, but he's had worse against the Cubs, so a bit of improvement, I would say, for him. We're going to go to the 3 stars of this game, and I went with Ian Happ as my 3rd star, who went 1 for 5, but he did have a home run and 3 RBIs, that 3-run shot to open the game open for the Cubs. My 2nd star was Miguel Amaya, finding himself in the lineup for the first time, 2 for 4, and he had a home run and 2 RBIs, so a first 2 at-bats were phenomenal for him, coming back again from that injury that he suffered back in Toronto in August, and just not nice to see him back in the lineup, fully healthy, and again, doing what he does best. But obviously, I went with Cade Horton as my 1st star. I read the stats, but I'll do it again. 6 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 2 earned runs and 4 hits, and had 4 strikeouts. So, great game from Horton. Great game from the Cubs as they bounce back in game number 2, and now they have a chance to take the series in game number 3. So in game number 3, Shota Imanaga is pitching for the Cubs as Wood will strike out swinging as well as Chaparro. House will hit a base hit to center. Lele will hit a base hit to left, which will send House to second. But then Weimer hits a home run to left center field to make it 3-0 Nationals. And then Abrams will strike out swinging. In the bottom of the first, with Irvin pitching for the Nationals, Bush will strike out looking. Bregman is safe at first on a throwing error by House. Happ will strike out swinging, and PCA will ground out to first. In the top of the second, Nunez will hit a base hit to left. Ruiz will ground it into a double play. Young will hit a double to left, but then Wood will strike out swinging. In the bottom of the second, Horner will line out to Irvin. Kelly will line out to third, and Ballesteros will pop out to third. In the top of the third, Chaparro will strike out swinging. House will fly out to center, and Lele will strike out swinging. In the bottom of the third, Swanson struck out swinging, as well as Conforto, and then Bush will fly out to left. In the top of the fourth, Weimer will hit a triple to center. Abrams will strike out swinging. Nunez will foul out to first, and Ruiz will pop out to third. In the bottom of the fourth, Bregman hits his first home run as a Cub to center field to make it 3-1. Then Happ will hit one to left field to go back-to-back, and then all of a sudden, it's a one-run game, 3-2. PCA will fly out to right. Nico Horner will hit a base hit to left. Kelly struck out swinging. Horner will steal second, and he's safe at third on a throwing error by Ruiz. And then Ballesteros will line out to right. And then in the top of the fifth, Young will hit a line out to right. Wood will get walked, and he goes to second on a wild pitch. Chaparro will fly out to center, and House will ground out to third. In the bottom of the fifth, Swanson will strike out swinging. Conforto gets walked. Bush will strike out swinging, and Bregman will line out to left. In the top of the sixth, Lele will get walked, and that is the end of the game for Imanaga, as Phil Maton will go in for the Cubs. Weimer will get walked and send Lele to second. Abrams got hit by the pitch to load the bases. Nunez will strike out looking. Ruiz will hit a sac fly to center to score Lele. It is 4-2 Washington. And then Young will line out to second. Poulin will go in for the Nationals in the bottom of the sixth as Happ will get walked. PCA will fly out to center. And then Nico Horner will strike out swinging. And then Varland goes in for the Nationals. And Kelly will fly out to left. Hunter Harvey goes in for the Cubs in the top of the seventh as Wood will fly out to left. Garcia will pinch it for Chaparro and he grounds out to short. House will hit a base hit to left and Lele will fly out to left. In the bottom of the seventh, Garcia is at first. Ballesteros will strike out swinging. Swanson will ground out to third and Conforto will fly out to left. In the top of the eighth, with Milner going in for the Cubs, Weimer will hit a base hit to left. Abrams will pop out to short. Nunez will ground it into a fielder's choice at second and Weimer is out at second. Nunez will steal second though. And then Ruiz hits a home run to left center field to make it 6-2 Washington. Then Young will line out to center. In the bottom of the eighth, with Perez going in for the Nationals, Bush will ground out to short. And then Bregman hits another home run to make it 6-3. He hits that to right center field. And then Happ will strike out swinging and PCA will fly out to left. Daniel Palencia, for the first time all season, will go in for the Cubs in the top of the ninth as Wood will fly out to center. Garcia will hit a base hit to right. House will strike out swinging, and Lele will hit a double to center, but Garcia is thrown out at home. Beater goes in for the Nationals in the bottom of the ninth, and Horner will line out to center. Kelly will ground out to short, and Ballesteros will ground out to Beater. That is the end of the game. The Cubs lose Game 3, and they only take 1 out of 3, so they lose the series to Washington. This game by a final score of 6-3. Irvin with the win, 1-0 on the year, 5 innings pitched. He gave up 2 earned runs and 3 hits with 7 strikeouts. The loss goes to Imanaga, who also went 5 innings, but he gave up 4 earned runs and 6 hits, but he had 7 strikeouts as well. Beater with his first save of the season in his lone inning. So, not too optimistic for the Cubs, especially losing to Washington, who is expected to be one of the worst teams in the league this year, only taking 1 out of 3, and I get it. It's the first 3 games of the year, and I understand that there are 159 more, but I think especially at home, you want to start on a better note, and I just don't think they did that. So, again, 159 games. The season ends in late September, and it is when these games were played, it was the end of March. Now it's early April, but my point still stands. There are a lot of games left to be played in the season. It is a marathon. So, again, not the greatest of starts, especially going 1-2 against the Nationals of all teams, but I'm not worried just yet, and there shouldn't be any reason to be. So, give me your thoughts on this series in the comment section down below. I did mention in the prediction video, in the middle of it, that Cubs 360 will have an Instagram account, and there will be more updates regarding that in the future when it comes closer to that. So be on the lookout for that stuff going out. The videos that I want to talking about spring training, talking about the off-season World Baseball Classic, all that will be happening later in the day. And my series recaps for the Angels and the Guardians series will be coming out on Monday. So be on the lookout for all of that. And then they'll be starting their series in Tampa Bay. So there's the lineup for all the videos. Again, give me your thoughts on this series in the comment section down below. If you're interested in the content, feel free to like, subscribe, and also follow us on Twitter at Cubs360X. So this is Jack from Cubs360. And as always, go Cubs go.